that went exactly as I thought it was going to go.
10 toes down, I'm a ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing my thing. Get that money, ain't no thing. Anything I do for the gang. 10 toes down, I'm a ride with the gang. My whole life I've been doing.
We're back at Diablo CrossFit right behind me there. That's the building. We're about to head inside. We are going to be doing workout 4. This is kind of an interesting workout because I have a feeling I know exactly where I'm going to get, and I'm hopefully going to get through the 125 clean and jerks. That's the second bar. I have not been lifting a whole ton, so I'm definitely not lifting heavy. I think my PR is about 150 ever. 155 is the third bar, and I don't remember the last time I did 150. It was probably well over a year ago. So we're just having fun. We're gonna do probably, hopefully, 20 clean and jerks. I'm not even sure the 125 is gonna fail. And that's it. And that'll be the end of quarterfinals. And it's not really ending on a high note, I don't think, unless I PR, then it would be a high note. But it's something, and we're just gonna grind through it. And at least I can start the workout, so that's all a positive. We're just gonna take what we can.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, here we are, final workout of quarterfinals. And it wasn't a great one for me, but I could start and I could play for a little while. So with a continually running clock, complete as many reps as possible in 10 minutes of 10 clean and jerks at one weight, rest 1 minute, 10 in another, rest. Yeah, it just goes like that. You can see it on your screen and get an idea of what it is. Weights are different for women and men. 4 barbells, the last barbell you get to, as many reps as possible at that in the remaining time. So, first weight for women is 85. This is a weight that I think is super accessible for most people in quarterfinals, if not everyone in quarterfinals. In quarterfinals, we had a snatch at this weight. That I think for some people may have been a little bit more difficult, but for a clean and jerk, I think it's very, very accessible. So now I am helping load my bar after completing the 10 to that next weight. And this is 125 and 10 more reps at this. And I'm pretty positive I can get through those. So we're going to chip away at those as well. But for some people, this is like a super cardiovascular workout. If you're getting to that 4th bar and getting multiple reps, you can turn this weightlifting into cardio. And going fast to get like a good tie break time, another way that it sort of becomes cardio. But for me, I knew what my PR is or has been in the past, and I haven't been lifting super heavy lately. So kind of knew exactly what my score was going to be, and that's exactly what it ends up being. But I'll let you all see that while I'm waiting to start for a couple more seconds. I have mentioned before that I am really excited about these workouts. I think they're really programmed very well, and I've given some credit to Dave Castro for that. You just see, like, it felt heavier than I expected. Making that, what is it, a 40-pound jump made me think it just felt funny. I checked to make sure the weights were correct, and they were. I just was feeling weak, but it was the right heaviness. Just, I was not ready for it. I didn't miss it or anything, but I just, it felt heavier than I thought it was going to feel, and I had to check the weights. But anyway, back to Castro. So I've given Castro a little bit of credit, and Castro is certainly not the only person programming these workouts. These workouts are programmed by a team led by Adrian Bosman, and they are the ones putting together the workouts. But I do believe Dave Castro has a hand in the programming of these workouts. Why is that? Well, as of June of 2023, so less than a year ago, Dave Castro became the general manager of sport for CrossFit. He took Justin Berg's position. And it's hard for me personally to think that Dave Castro would be in the general manager of sport position and have no hand in the programming. I think the programming for quarterfinals is really good this year. I think it meets all of the needs that they were looking for. And it was a good test. I think it was a good test. I think a lot of people were able to play and they made it accessible, which felt a little bit scary when they said it, like it might not be a great test to get people to semis. But I think these 4 workouts are very good. And I think Castro had a heavy hand in that. If he's involved, he tends to be very involved. And he was out here during the open, drawing on chalkboards or whiteboards, explaining some crazy reasoning behind the programming. he's part of the programming team. It seems that way. And based on the results we've seen from the Open and quarterfinals this year and the tests, what they look like so far, it just reminds me, these workouts here remind me a lot of what the old Open used to look like when we had 5 workouts. Some of these workouts look like they could have been part of those 5 workouts. So I do give him some credit. Adrian Bosman definitely deserves credit. He is the programmer, but it's a team. It has been said it's a team, and I believe Castro is a part of that team as the general manager of sport. And I'm happy to have him back. I know there was some mixed thoughts on that, but I am happy about it. So finished that 125 bar. I believe my tie break time was 4:19. So fairly quickly let me spoil it for you, the fact that I will get no reps at 155. But what I did do is I took this opportunity to make it a heavy single day, because why not, right? Why not get something out of it instead of just jumping 30 pounds, which is a pretty big jump. I decided to jump 5, 10, and 10, 20, and then 30, instead of just jumping 30 directly. So I put 5s on, then I put 10s on, then I put the 5s back on to get up to 155. So this is that I'm about to do is going to be, I just got confused about what time I was supposed to turn around, but waiting for my turnaround. And this is my last time I'll be turning around to face a bar for this quarterfinal season. But picking this up, this is 135. Just trying to get myself closer to that 155 without jumping too much, without scaring or shocking my body. So these just count as no reps. But if you haven't done the workout yet and you need to do it, you can do this. You can take no reps to warm up. I feel like the jumps, some of them are pretty big if you're not proficient with those weights. For me, they felt like big jumps. So did the 135, was able to get that up, about to approach 145, which, to be totally honest, is the heaviest clean and jerk I've done in 2024 for sure, and probably in the last 6 to 9 months. So I just haven't done a ton of heavy lifting, and probably needed to. Probably always need to, because this is not my strength. But there you go. Got that 145 up and a bit of a starfish. Jerked it. People clapped. They think they thought it was the 155. And I'm like, it is not. It doesn't count. It's 145. But they're like, that looks great. I'm like, well, I also think I got a little bit in my head with the 155. I'm going up to 155 right now, and I don't get it. But I think maybe I should have done 150. I was a little bit hesitant about taking too many reps, but I think it just may have been a better approach. But you live and you learn, and you adjust for the future, right? And this kind of made me again sort of hungry to do a little bit more lifting in my training. I love metconning. I love working out with class. I can't give that up, but I might look for something to supplement throughout the week, maybe a couple times. I don't want to commit to doing something huge because I love classes and I love the community environment. That was the 155. I could deadlift it. I could pull it. I just couldn't pull it high enough. I don't think I've ever cleaned 155. I'm pretty positive the most I've ever cleaned is 150. So this would have been a PR when I wasn't really training for a PR. Sometimes those happen. You never know what can happen. You don't want to get in your head and psych yourself out. I think I was a little bit like, not likely to get this. But I also think it's good to have realistic expectations. I think sometimes we have these quarterfinals or the Open. People don't put in the work all year, and I have not put in the work the last couple months of lifting heavy. People don't put in that work like I didn't. And then they're like, I'm upset that I didn't get the reps. I'm trying to psych myself up, hitting my legs. But people get upset that they don't perform like they would like to. But it's not a matter of wanting to do something. You have to put in the work, the hours over and over again. I think I pulled it a little bit higher there. But you have to put in those hours. And I just hadn't put in the hours. I hadn't put in the time. I hadn't put in the eating, because I do not like eating enough to get strong. And I just haven't done those things. And it showed. But that's sometimes a good realization, a good reminder. And it's also good to have realistic expectations. So I definitely came into this with realistic expectations. I wasn't super disappointed or anything. It is what it is. I gave it some good shots, gave it some good attempts, and it just wasn't there. But I didn't expect it to be. I still think it was a pretty good test, and for those who are going to semifinals, even though the bars are not super, super, super heavy, to do max reps after doing 30 reps at lighter weights in 10 minutes, I mean, that's a hard test. I saw people failing their jerks because they were just fatigued. So I definitely think that it's a pretty decent test. I think someone told me here that I can lift up until, like, as long as it breaks the ground before the 10 minutes, I can still go. But I appreciated the help. It wasn't going to happen, and it didn't. But I gave it another shot. You got to try, get out there, try your best. Sometimes you're going to surprise yourself, and sometimes you're not. And these are the lessons we learn in the gym. You got to put in the time all year if you want to see the results in this test and these tests, these types of tests. And sometimes it's okay to not see some great improvement, because that doesn't always happen. Life has different things in store, and sometimes you're focused on different things, and the lifting doesn't happen. And it didn't happen for me, but it was fun. It was fun to hang out. It was fun to play. It was fun to film all these videos for all of you and to share this little journey. I appreciate you all for watching and hanging out. I have more videos coming next couple days. So, come join the thing. That went exactly as I thought it was going to go. So I hit 145 just as an intermediate weight when I was building to 155. And that is probably the heaviest I've hit in, I don't know, at least probably like 9 months. So, I mean, I'm happy with that weight, but it didn't get me any reps at 155, but that's okay. I am pleased with how I did in quarterfinals. I did all the workouts, I started all the workouts, got to play the game. That was fun, and I knew I wasn't gonna hit that 155. Well, maybe I knew it and it was impacted my ability to hit it, but I just knew where I was at, and I didn't expect more than what I have earned and what it should be. Done. All right, quarterfinals is done. All 4 workouts completed and scores submitted. On to training for next year, I guess. I might consider doing a strength cycle. I don't like doing strength that much, but I would like to be a tiny bit stronger. So we'll see. Maybe. And if I do it, I'm gonna do it like no pressure. I'm just gonna find something, do it on my own time and terms versus like getting a coach, because while I want to get a little bit stronger, I have a lot of other priorities in life right now, and this is just a side priority in the sense that getting stronger is a side priority. CrossFitting, staying physically fit, being generally prepared is a high priority. I will continue working out, I will continue doing CrossFit classes, and that will always be near the top of my list. But being like the strongest, or being like the absolute strongest my body can be, I mean, like physically, like the strongest in like weightlifting is not necessarily like my top priority. I'd much rather have fun in the gym, work out with class, and do that. That's better for me for, my overall well-being versus just like how physically strong, how much can I lift. Like that doesn't matter as much to me, but a little bit stronger would be cool. So we might look into that. So now the leaderboard has been locked with the first 2 scores. I know people were talking about Laura versus Tia, and I remember I did a video where I said that Laura was at the top of the poll for the media poll, and I vote in the media poll, and I'm like, I didn't do that. I had Tia at the top, and after the first 2 workouts, look who is at the top of quarterfinals. Does that mean that's going to translate to the games necessarily? No, but I know some people seemed a little bit concerned after her lackluster open performance, Tia's, and now after the first 2 quarterfinals workout, she's rocking it. We'll see how the handstand push-up one goes for her with her wrist issue, but like, I don't know. I still think Tia's the GOAT. Just a note about a couple people that are outside of the top standings after the first 2 scored events, outside of a semifinals qualifying position. We have Sydney Wells, Brooke Wells' twin sister. She went to the games last year, right now out of a semifinals position. Jake Douglas, also outside of a semifinals position. I pretty sure Rebecca Vidison is also outside. So there's a couple bigger names, and there's a couple names that I saw that are like closer to the cut line than you'd expect. So I'm very interested to see what the leaderboard looks like after it locks on Monday. I hope to do a video about that Monday evening and hopefully get that out Tuesday morning for you. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe right now so you can watch that video. I appreciate you all for watching. Like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots more CrossFit content to come. Like I just mentioned, a video about the scores, but also lots of videos following my journey. Maybe if I do sign up for something to get stronger, you can see some of that too. All right, bye.